you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Weeman from Weeman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Looking for great food and a nice cold drink to wash it down? Head over to Tuffy's Bar and Grill, your neighborhood spot for mouth-watering burgers, wings, and daily specials. Catch happy hour every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. with deals that'll hit the spot without hitting your wallet. We're open Thursday through Saturday 4 to 10, Sunday lunch from 11 to 2, and again Monday 4 to 10. Closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or a late night bite. Tuffy's in Centerville. Stop in and catch the game with us.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar.
At Knutson Masonry, they take pride in their work. They work hard to produce quality masonry as they continue to build their business brick by brick. They are honored to have been a part of numerous projects of all sizes. They do a wide variety of projects, both residential and commercial, across the tri-state region. They have done large projects such as schools and a range of residential, from house exteriors to mailboxes and fireplaces. Knutson Masonry is proud to have served so many satisfied customers and are proud supporters of the Tornadoes.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Mr. G's Tires in Centerville wants you to know that your bald tires aren't going to get you to the Tornadoes game tonight. Checking your tires is a must if you want to get to the game. Mr. G's Tires in Centerville makes choosing your brand of tires as easy as 1, 2, 3, getting you on the road safe and in no time at all. With competitive prices and dependable service, you're sure to score with Mr. G's Tires in Centerville.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Your equipment is working overtime in the summer heat, but can your parts keep up? At Grossenberg, we're rolling out our August filter sale so you can stock up and keep your machines running smooth. Now, through the end of the month, save 16% on John Deere and Fleet Guard filters to help your machines finish the season strong. Partner up with us and stop by your nearest location or visit grossenberg.com to take advantage of this deal while it lasts.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
No.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Weeman from Weeman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
Centerville High School football is on stream from Centerville Tornadoes Live on Live Ticket TV. Good evening and howdy again, everyone. Along with Heath Nimke and our sponsors, Joe Van Gore from the Stan Schmidt Complex in Centerville, South Dakota. And this is week 1. Last week was week 0 of the South Dakota High School football season. But we've got a great matchup here in Centerville tonight between two ranked teams in Class 9A. It's the homestanding Centerville Tornadoes, 1-0, and their first game in the Great Plains Conference. They're in the East Division against the Alcester-Hudson Cubs, who are 1-0. They're also in the East Division of the Great Plains Conference. This is their first conference matchup of the season. As far as the polls go, Centerville, number 5 in 9A in the South Dakota Prep Media Poll, receiving votes in 9A in the South Dakota Power 5 poll, and number 4 this week in 9A in the South Dakota Football Coaches Association poll. For Alcester-Hudson, as we mentioned, number 4 in 9A in the South Dakota Prep Media poll, number 4 in 9A in the South Dakota Power 5 poll, but they're number 2 in 9A in the South Dakota Football Coaches Association poll. As we mentioned, both teams started off week 0 and their season with wins. Last Friday, Centerville was on the road and defeated Dubrook area 28-8, but Alcester-Hudson, behind a great ground game and 5 touchdowns from Darren Dykstra, defeated Howard, the defending champion, in 9A, as the final score there was 40-29. Alcester-Hudson scoring 22 points in the final quarter to win that game over Howard. Other 9A scores from last week: Platte Geddes defeated Gayville Vollen 52-12. Warner over Castlewood 23-14. Esteline Hendricks over Woolsey Wessington 50-20. Lemon McIntosh over North Central 14-13. Great Plains Lutheran over Waverly South Shore 28-6. Also, Harding County Bison defeated Gettysburg 44-12. Ipswich over Timber Lake 34-0. Lyman over Dupree 42-6. And probably the odds-on favorite to win 9A this year, Wall took care of Phillip 54-6. No 9A games on Thursday, but already a final. Dubrook area defeated Woolsey Wessington 42-8, so Woolsey Wessington is 0-2 on the season. That game was played at Tiger Stadium in Huron, where in 11AA, the Yankton Bucks are taking on the Huron Tigers right now. Also in 9A tonight, Lemon McIntosh taking on Hill City. Colombe against Platte Geddes. Castlewood against Chester area. Warner is playing Gettysburg. Wall and Harding County Bison. That's a top 5 matchup in 9A tonight. Howard taking on Esteline Hendricks. Kadoka area taking on Lyman. Ipswich taking on Fulton area. Dupree against North Central. And Waverly South Shore over Florence Henry. So those are the games tonight in 9A that we'll keep track of from SD Score Feed, which you do see at the bottom of your screen here on Centerville Tornadoes Live. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll visit with the head coach of Centerville, Kyle Brown, about last week's game against Dubrook and a tough matchup tonight against Alcester-Hudson. Back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimmatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Looking for great food and a nice cold drink to wash it down? Head over to Tuffy's Bar and Grill, your neighborhood spot for mouth-watering burgers, wings, and daily specials. Catch happy hour every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. with deals that'll hit the spot without hitting your wallet. We're open Thursday through Saturday 4 to 10, Sunday lunch from 11 to 2, and again Monday 4 to 10. Closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or a late night bite. Tuffy's in Centerville. Stop in and catch the game with us. Back in Centerville, 9A football in South Dakota in Week 1. Great matchup. Number 4, Alcester-Hudson against number 5, Centerville, according to the South Dakota Prep Media poll. And kickoff is coming up very, very shortly. And it's homecoming. Now, of course, being in high school at Yankton back in the mid to late 70s, usually you'd have homecoming late September, early October. But in Week 1, Centerville is having homecoming, and congratulations to Queen Tessa Eide and King Alec Austin, the Queen and King for homecoming 2025 here in Centerville. Now, the other King candidates included Alex Alcoverdov, Coulter Johnson, and Cullen Poward, and the other Queen candidates were Madison Karstinen, Haley Childress, and Harper Wattier. So again, Tessa Eide and Alec Austin are the Queen and the King for homecoming 2025 here in Centerville this week. They had their coronation on Monday. Well, let's visit for a couple minutes with the head coach of the Centerville Tornadoes, Kyle Brown, who's in his third year, a graduate of Dakota State University. He is assisted by Peyton Heyer and David Reuter. And Coach Brown and I talked about last week's game against Dubrook and a tough matchup tonight at home for homecoming with number 4, Alcester-Hudson. Well, Coach Brown, great to be with you and the Tornadoes for home games at least, and hopefully a little bit more at the end of the season. Talk about last week's opening game against Dubrook. A solid win, I would think.
Yeah, we kind of came out. We ran the ball a little bit better than we have in the last couple of years, and that's something we're trying to establish this year. I know we have Alec Austin running our offense, and I think it'll open up things if we can keep running the ball the way that we did last week. Our defense really showed up. Played really well, and I think as long as they can keep growing and we keep getting better, I think we can give ourselves a chance every week.
All right, well, talk about tonight. A top 5 matchup in 9A. Alcester-Hudson comes to town. Darren Dykstra scores 5 touchdowns. So is it going to be one of those ball control games? Or, I mean, you've got to, they want to keep the ball away from the Tornadoes. At the same time, you want to keep the ball away from them.
Yeah, this is my third matchup with Coach Hake over there, and I know he runs a great program. I mean, he's always going to bring a well-disciplined team. They're always going to be physical, and I don't think it really matters what kind of offense they run. They're going to come and they're going to run downhill and they're going to hit you in the mouth. And the biggest thing is that we got to rise up to challenges. And I know last year was a high-scoring game. I think it was 70-44, and it was a track meet for a while. But yeah, I think keeping the ball out of their hands is definitely something we want to do, and establishing the run like we tried to a little bit last week is something that we're going to really try to get done, and it's going to be tough because they got some big linemen over there, and they got a couple linebackers that love to fill. So I think it should be a fun football game.
And, of course, that other third, special teams, I kind of like to quiz coaches on that. That is just so important for field position, especially on a 100-yard field in a 9-man game.
Oh, it's incredibly difficult, and that's where the fundamentals of tackling really come into play. And I know in years past we've been kind of afraid of that. We didn't have the numbers, and we had guys cramping up, so we're trying to keep guys off. So it was kick the ball out of bounds, just play it where it goes out. And, this year we got some young guys that aren't afraid to stick their nose in there, so we're going to keep testing them. So that really changes the field position. I know last week we had a couple of pretty good kicks, and our guys made open field tackles, and I really think that made a difference in the game.
All right, that's Coach Kyle Brown on our pregame show. Centerville against Alcester-Hudson here on Centerville Tornadoes Live on Live Ticket TV. Alcester-Hudson is coached by Brian Hake, who's in his 22nd year as a head coach at Alcester-Hudson, a graduate of Northern State, his 23rd year at Alcester-Hudson. He is assisted by Grant Johnson, Mitch Johnson, Nathan Johnson, Joe Miller, and Randy Walt. Let's take another timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you tonight's starting lineups offensively and defensively for Alcester-Hudson and for Centerville. Back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar.
At Knutson Masonry, they take pride in their work. They work hard to produce quality masonry as they continue to build their business brick by brick. They are honored to have been a part of numerous projects of all sizes. They do a wide variety of projects, both residential and commercial, across the tri-state region. They have done large projects such as schools and a range of residential, from house exteriors to mailboxes and fireplaces. Knutson Masonry is proud to have served so many satisfied customers and are proud supporters of the Tornadoes.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
All right, just about ready for the introductions of the starting lineups here on the field at Stan Schmidt Complex here in Centerville. Let's give you the starting lineup offensively and defensively. First, for the visitor on the scoreboard, Alcester-Hudson. On offense, the quarterback is Tommy Walt, who was 10 of 17 for 132 yards against Howard last week. He carried 26 times, 77 yards, and a touchdown. The fullback, and he was a stud last week, the 5'9", 170-pound senior for Alcester-Hudson, Darren Dykstra, had 5 touchdowns, 14 carries, 180 yards. The wide receivers are Wayne Overhalser and Andrew Bovell. The slot receivers are Owen Sirk and Jackson Meyer. On offense, Alcester-Hudson rushed for 275 yards, passed for 132. Total offense, 407 yards. Defensively, the defensive ends are Evan Hake and Jacob Cole. The nose is Zachary Kemner. The linebackers are Owen Sirk, Ethan Brown, and Tommy Walt. The corners are Carson Summerbold and Darren Dykstra, and the safety is Jackson Meyer. And folks, I forgot the offensive line for Alcester-Hudson. They are stout lads indeed. Evan Hake is the left guard, 6'2", 215. Zachary Kemner is the center, 6'3", 230 pounds. And Jacob Cole, who did catch a pass last week for 19 yards, 6'3", and 205. Now for the Centerville Tornadoes on offense. Alec Austin is the quarterback. He had 19 of 24 passing, 225 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He was the KDLT, Dakota News Now Sports Athlete of the Week this week. The tight end is Charlie Eide. The running back is Corbin Topol. His backup, Logan Reuter, actually led Centerville in rushing, 10 attempts for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. The wide receivers are Noah Schoenfelter, Cullen Pollard, and Hogan Hybertson. On the offensive line, Hunter Swift, who's 6 foot 330 and a senior, is at center, and Alex Verdub and Jackson Westra are the guards. For Centerville on defense, Alec Verdub and Noah Schoenfelter are the ends. Jackson Westra is the nose. The linebackers are Alec Austin, Corbin Topol, Charlie Eide, and Lane Reuter. The corners are Hogan Hybertson and Logan Reuter. Last week on offense, Centerville had 301 yards total against Dubrook area, 76 rushing, 225 I should say, in passing. The leading receiver for Centerville last week was Noah Schoenfelter, 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. And leading the Tornadoes on defense, 2 had 6. Corbin Topol had 6 tackles and a tackle for loss, and 6 tackles and a fumble recovery for Charlie Eide. Centerville only gave up 129 yards total to Dubrook area, 58 yards rushing, and 71 passing. All right, well, we'll have our national anthem, and then we will have the coin flip, and then we'll get underway with a big Class 9A matchup, Centerville hosting Alcester-Hudson. We'll be back with more after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Mr. G's Tires in Centerville wants you to know that your bald tires aren't going to get you to the Tornadoes game tonight. Checking your tires is a must if you want to get to the game. Mr. G's Tires in Centerville makes choosing your brand of tires as easy as 1, 2, 3, getting you on the road safe and in no time at all. With competitive prices and dependable service, you're sure to score with Mr. G's Tires in Centerville.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Your equipment is working overtime in the summer heat, but can your parts keep up? At Grossenberg, we're rolling out our August filter sale so you can stock up and keep your machines running smooth. Now, through the end of the month, save 16% on John Deere and Fleet Guard filters to help your machines finish the season strong. Partner up with us and stop by your nearest location or visit grossenberg.com to take advantage of this deal while it lasts.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
All right, just about ready to go. Our officials this evening, the referee is Marty Miller. The umpire is Mark Heirigs. The head linesman, Jonathan Becker. The line judge, Greg Hunoff. And Doyle Johnson is the back judge. As you see, the officials and the captains meeting. Alcester-Hudson in all white, trimmed out in blue and in gold. Centerville with the white pants with the purple and yellow trim, and of course the home purple uniforms trimmed out in white and in gold with the white helmets. Alcester-Hudson wearing their gold helmets with the blue trim. Again, it is homecoming week here, so homecoming activities wrapping up here on this Friday night. Again, Queen Tessa Eide and King Alec Austin were crowned Queen and King. And the result of the coin toss, Alcester-Hudson has won the toss. They have elected to defer to the third quarter. So that means Centerville will get the ball first, and they will defend the east goal here, while Alcester-Hudson moving right to left, as you're seeing it here on Centerville Tornadoes Live, will be kicking off. And folks, if I could take care of a little personal item, this is my 42nd year of doing high school football. I have a streak, folks, of 42 years, and of course, this game about to start. 42 years of at least doing one high school game for the last 41 years, and this being 42nd. So I guess as long as I can drive to a game, walk up to the booth, see and talk, I guess I'll keep on doing it. And what a great way to start the 42nd year of high school football for me, and especially on Live Ticket TV, Centerville Tornadoes Live, with a great matchup here in 9A between number 5 Centerville and number 4 Alcester-Hudson. As we mentioned, the Cubs will kick off. Jacob Cole has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Back deep is Jackson Meyer. Thomas Rotter and Clayton Brown. They're both standing at around their own 10-yard line. So Jacob Cole will advance on the ball. Kind of a short kick. It'll come to the 20-yard line to Clayton Brown. Brown trying to turn the corner, got a good return going. He'll get about 20 yards on the return, but there is a flag on the play, our first flag right away. So, again, our white hat is Marty Miller. Waiting for its holding on Centerville. So that'll wipe out about a 20-yard return by Clayton Brown. The spot of the foul is at the 35, so they'll mark it back 10 yards to the 25. So Centerville will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. All right, 3 wide receivers to the far side. One here to the right, and that's Corbin Topol. So 1st and 10, Alec Austin in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 25. Here's motion by Topol. And a run right away. He'll go off the right side for maybe a couple yards to the 27-yard line. Cirk and Evan Hake are in on the stop. Well, they only give him one, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. just underway. 11:27 left to go, first quarter. And no score on homecoming from Centerville. 2nd and 9 for the Tornadoes on the near side hash from their own 26-yard line. This time, 3 wide receivers to the near side. Austin will try to dump it off. I think he was trying to get it to Topol, but it might have been broken up at the line of scrimmage. Ethan Brown from his linebacker spot, who led Alcester-Hudson with 7.5 tackles last week against Howard, broke it up. And now 3rd down and 9 for Centerville on their opening drive from their own 26-yard line. Receivers to either side. Here's motion by Logan Reuter. And Austin looking to the left side, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Ethan Brown, and Ethan Brown is going to go all the way for an Alcester-Hudson touchdown. So a pick 6, and I'm trying to figure out where he might have intercepted that. That might have been between the 25 and the 30. So let's say it's a 27-yard pick 6. And right away, Alcester-Hudson, and the clock is running with 10:28 left to go. Clock shouldn't be running. Or no. He didn't get in for the touchdown. And now a run and a touchdown. So the interception. Oh, 2-point conversion. Okay. So it is 8-0 as the clock stops at 10:24 left to go in the first quarter. It is Alcester-Hudson on a pick 6 by Evan Brown for a touchdown. So 10:24 left to go, first quarter. And it's 8-0 Alcester-Hudson. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
So, on 3rd down and 9, Centerville and Alec Austin throws his second pick, and it's a pick 6 by Evan Brown of Alcester-Hudson. He does get in for the touchdown. We're just trying to determine how long that pick 6 was, and it was a 2-point conversion pass, and it's 8-0. Here's the kickoff, and this time brought out by Noah Schoenfelter. And the return to the 34-yard line, where Centerville will have their second possession, but down 8-0. Actually, the line of scrimmage right at the 35, so Centerville with decent field position, 10 yards up. Oh, okay. The clock didn't stop, though.
It didn't stop, so they got to readjust it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it is the first home game. Sometimes it wants to work and sometimes it don't. Yep, we've got the old scoreboard working to our right. Here's the handoff. As it goes to Gunnar Pingree. Gunnar of 5'10", 108-pound sophomore. He will lose 6 yards back to the 28 or 29-yard line where it's second down and 16. Logan Reuter on the carry this time. And Evan Hake will make the stop. A gain of about 2 or 3 to the 31-yard line, but that's going to leave Centerville with a 3rd and 14. So on 3rd down and about 14 from the 31, Alec Austin looking long. He's got a man out there, and it's caught. And at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Centerville. Logan Hybertson, who caught 5 passes for 52 yards, has his first touchdown reception of the season. And it's a 69-yard touchdown pass. And Centerville, just like that, right back in her as the clock stops with 8:23 left to go in the first quarter. So Alec Austin has thrown his second interception, but now his second touchdown pass. Here's the extra point. It is up, and Noah Schoenfelter, 4 of 4 on PATs against Dubrook area last week, puts it through, and Centerville trails 8-7 with 8:23 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this short break on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, Alcester-Hudson hasn't had the football yet, and we've already had 15 points on the board. Alcester-Hudson with a pick 6 by Ethan Brown, and then on a 3rd and 9, Centerville gets a 69-yard touchdown pass. Here is Noah Schoenfelter with a kick that will go out of bounds, and a flag comes out. Now, Alcester-Hudson can choose to take where the ball went out of bounds, or it'll be at the 35. Yep, it'll be at the 35. So here's Alcester-Hudson with the ball on offense, 1st and 10. Well, now they'll move it to the 40-yard line. So the ball must have went out of bounds at the 35, and you add 5 onto that, and that's where the Cubs will start. Expect a steady dose of Darren Dykstra, an I formation with 2 receivers. Here is Dykstra, and the Tornadoes were waiting as they push him back, and the big fellow who pushed him back. No gain on the play. I believe it was Jackson Westra who had a tackle for loss and 4 tackles against Dubrook area last week, so no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 7:50 left to go in the first quarter. It's Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7 here on Centerville Tornadoes Live. Overhusel and Jackson Meyer are the receivers to the near side. From the eye, here's a carry by Ethan Brown, who had a reception for 11 yards, and he will get 6 quick yards off the right side to the 46-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and short. Now, Alcester-Hudson last week against Howard was 10 of 18 on 3rd down. They were 2 out of 3 on 4th down. So 3rd down and 4 for Alcester-Hudson on the far side hash. Here's the option and the pitch as it goes to Ethan Brown, and Brown will have a 1st down, gets into Centerville territory. Charlie Eide, who had 6 tackles and a fumble recovery for Centerville last week against Dubrook area. So on 3rd down and about 4, he'll get 6. And Alcester-Hudson with their first down of the game. It's interesting to note that even though Centerville scored a touchdown on 3rd and 9, they haven't had a 1st down yet on offense. So 1st and 10 for Alcester-Hudson from their own 47, and oops, somebody moved. Noah Schoenfelter on the Centerville side moved, and then things paused. Evan Hake, the guard, just kind of took off, and it's a 5-yard false start penalty against Alcester-Hudson. We're halfway through the first quarter. It's 8-7 Cubs over the Tornadoes. We forgot to give you the weather conditions, but it is a nice night for football. Probably around 80 with a southeast wind. We did have some sun, but now it's starting to cloud over. Rain is in the forecast, and now a timeout wanted by Brian Hake of Alcester-Hudson on 1st and 15 back at their own 47-yard line. So with the score, Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7. Back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Weeman from Weeman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
So after an Alcester-Hudson timeout, their first of the half, here's the handoff to Ethan Brown. And Brown is stacked up by a couple Tornadoes, one of them being Charlie Eide and the other being Corbin Topel, who both had 6 tackles each against Dubrook area last week. But there is a flag on the play. Personal foul, face mask against Centerville, and that will give Alcester-Hudson, 1st down, a 15-yard penalty because it was a personal foul. Now, you could have a 5-yard face mask penalty. That's more incidental than anything else, but a 15-yard, and that will move it into Centerville territory, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. So give Ethan Brown about a 2 or 3 yard gain and then tack 15 yards on for the face mask penalty. So 1st and 10, here's motion, and another flag on the play. Boy, this is start and stop, start and stop. False start against Alcester-Hudson. That'll move them back to the Centerville 42-yard line. Clock is running with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Alcester-Hudson with a pick six and a 2-point conversion led 8-0. And then on 3rd and 9, Alec Austin with a 69-yard touchdown pass to Hogan Hybertson. And the extra point makes it 8-7. Here off the right side, not much doing. It is Tommy Walt, who had 26 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown against Howard last week on the carry. And that will be about 3 or 4 yards to the 39-yard line, and now a stoppage in play. Well, a shoe that is being difficult to tie for one of the Cubs in the huddle. Clock stops with 4:21 left to go first quarter. Now they wind it. All right, 2nd and 11 for Alcester-Hudson from the Centerville 39-yard line. Here's the handoff to Dykstra, trying to get outside, gets out of one tackle, but can't get out of another. Good open field tackle on that far side.
Picked up about 4 yards, knocked down by Logan Reuter.
Logan Reuter made the stop, the gain to the 35-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 7 after a gain of about 4. With as many wide receivers as both offenses has, it's been mostly on the ground, although Centerville did score on a 69-yard touchdown pass from Austin to Hybertson. So on 3rd down and 7, here's the fake. Walt will put his head down and get to about the 31-yard line. Lane Reuter will come up and make the stop. So 4th and about 4 from the 26-yard line. No, check that. Now with no numbers on the field, it gets a little confusing at times. It's 4th down and about 4, just shy. Let's call it at the 31 of Centerville. Again, Alcester-Hudson was 2 of 3 on 4th down against Howard last week. So a big play for the Centerville defense here. 2 wide receivers to either side. Walt will run with it, gets a good block, and gets ahead to the 25-yard line. He should have enough for the first down where they mark him, and he does.
Brought down by Jackson Wester, but that's good for a tough 1st down.
So Jackson Westra, the nose tackle, 6'2", 200 pounds, and a sophomore, finally brings Walt down, and it's enough for a Cub first down at the 25-yard line. Again, this drive started at the Alcester-Hudson 40. This, I believe, their 3rd first down of this drive. They were aided by a 15-yard face mask penalty against Centerville. So Walt with a play-action fake loses the ball, and it's fallen on by Evan Hake. So a fumble, but recovered. Johnny on the spot was Evan Hake, the 6'2", 215-pound junior, one of the guards, as he wrestled it away from a Tornado defender. Oh, now they say it's an incomplete pass. Okay. His arm must have been going forward. So sharp eyes by our producer, Heath Nimke. Now 1:46 left to go. Clock stops on the incompletion. So 2nd down and 10 for Alcester-Hudson, just shy of the Centerville 25-yard line. And another fumble. And I think Centerville has it. No. It's recovered by Darren Dykstra.
Tackle made by Corbin Topol. Short 10 on the play. 3rd and 9.
So only 1 yard on the play. So on 2 consecutive plays, well, one looked like a fumble, but it was an incomplete pass. That was a fumble. That was recovered by Dykstra of the Cubs. So 3rd and about 9, right on the Centerville 25-yard line. Here's the pitch to Dykstra to the near side, cuts up field, and will be short of a first down as he gets about 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards to the 20-yard line. Corbin Topol made the stop for Centerville, and now it brings up 4th down. I would say a short 5 or a long 4. Now 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. So let's see if Brian Hake will run a play before time runs out. Now down to 15 seconds. 8-7. Alcester-Hudson. Now down to 10, 9, 8, 7. Wolf looking at the clock. He's not in a hurry to hike. 2, 1, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter here on Homecoming in Centerville, it's Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7 here on Centerville Tornadoes Live. We'll be back after this on Live Ticket TV.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimmatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
Back at Stan Schmid Complex in Centerville, South Dakota, along with Heath Nimke, our sponsors, Joe Van Gore. 1 quarter in the books here on Homecoming from Centerville in the Great Plains Conference East Division. And a good one so far, Alcester-Hudson 8 and the Centerville Tornadoes 7. Again, Alcester-Hudson had a pick 6, led 8-0. And then on the ensuing drive, a 69-yard touchdown pass from Alec Austin to Hogan Hybertson, and the extra point has got it where it was now. So 4th and 5 for Alcester-Hudson from the Centerville 20. Here's Wolf with a rollout, throws wide open and through the hands. The pass was a little high to Wayne Overholzer, who had a catch for 12 yards. And on downs, Centerville has held, and they will take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes from their own 20-yard line. Only 3 possessions in that first quarter between the two teams, and Centerville had 2 of them. So from an eye set, and here's a face mask penalty. As the carry made, personal foul against Alcester-Hudson, and that'll move it up to the 35. So that'll move it just shy of the 35-yard line. Here's motion by Charlie Eide. Alec Austin the throw, and it's caught by Hybertson for another first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So just a simple out pattern, but Alec Austin and Hogan Hybertson have combined for 2 passes and 2 catches, one for a 69-yard touchdown, and this one for about 11 or 12 yards and a first down for Centerville on the far side hash at their own 46-yard line. 11:10 left to go first half, and 8-7 Alcester-Hudson. Now, of course, you heard Coach Brown say in our pregame interview that he wants to establish the run, but now another flag on the play. And it's probably safe to say we've had between, 8 to 10 penalties so far in this game. And probably split right down the middle between the two teams. But it is against Centerville, I think. Nope. Again, our referee is Marty Miller. He came over to tell Coach Brown something, and whoops, there's another penalty. And this time it's on Charlie Eide, the tight end, so that'll cost him 5 yards on a false start. The ball back from the 46 to the 41, where it'll be 1st and 15. Again, Dubrook area, who Centerville defeated 28-8 up in White last Friday, took care of Woolsey Wessington, who's now 0-2, and I think Woolsey Wessington was top 5 in 9B coming in. Here is Austin to throw, looking to the right, got a catch, Charlie Eide. He gets back the penalty and a whole lot more as he gets into Alcester-Hudson territory with an out pattern to the far sideline. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Darren Dykstra, from his cornerback spot, made the stop. So a gain of 11 on the out pattern to the far sideline, and second down and a short 5 from the Alcester-Hudson 48-yard line. The handoff off the middle to Gunnar Pingree.
Gunnar Pingree on the carry picks up a couple yards.
Pingree to the 46-yard line. That's going to leave the Tornadoes about a couple yards shy. Hogan Hybertson, Cullen Pollard come in as Pingree comes out, and also Thomas Rotter comes out. So that's the rotation. The receivers and the backfield. Now Alec Austin, from an empty set, will go right up the middle and get the first down. And the gain to the 41-yard line. Darren Dykstra, active on defense so far for the Cubs, makes another stop. But this is another first down. Again, this drive started at the 20-yard line after a pass for Alcester-Hudson from Tommy Walt to Wayne Overholzer was a little bit too high and incomplete on fourth down. So 1st and 10 for Centerville on a good drive. From under center, here's the pitch, and on the play, Jackson Meyer.
Brought down by Jackson Meyer. Picked up about 6 yards.
So a 6-yard gain by Jackson Meyer as he and Pingree will come out. So second down, let's call it about 5 at the Alcester-Hudson 36-yard line. 9:16 left to go first half. Cubs 8, Tornadoes 7. In a Great Plains Conference East Division matchup between two ranked teams in 9A. Back to throw is Austin. Looking over the middle and pass too high and tipped up, and it is intercepted. This is Dykstra on the tip drill going up the left side, and he is brought down at the Alcester-Hudson 45-yard line. So another INT by Alec Austin, his second pick of the game and third this season. As the ball was too high for the intended receiver, it was tipped up in the air by a Cub defender, and Darren Dykstra came down with it. Here's the replay. Yep. I believe the pass was intended for Cullen Pollard, but it was too high and it was tipped up and intercepted. So 1st and 10 for Alcester-Hudson. And trying to get outside, and Alec Austin making sure that Darren Dykstra doesn't go anywhere, and a loss on the play back inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and now a timeout wanted by Alcester-Hudson. So timeout, Alcester-Hudson, their second timeout of the half. It's Alcester-Hudson 8, Centerville 7. We'll be back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Looking for great food and a nice cold drink to wash it down? Head over to Tuffy's Bar and Grill, your neighborhood spot for mouth-watering burgers, wings, and daily specials. Catch happy hour every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. with deals that'll hit the spot without hitting your wallet. We're open Thursday through Saturday 4 to 10, Sunday lunch from 11 to 2, and again Monday 4 to 10. Closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or a late night bite. Tuffy's in Centerville. Stop in and catch the game with us. All right, here is Tommy Walt on the carry.
Walt on the keeper.
And Walt,
Brought down by Ty Cahoy.
he'll get across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and that will leave a 3rd and 12 or 13 for Alcester-Hudson on the near side hash. Centerville only trails by a point, but they had a great drive going starting at their own 20-yard line. The second pick thrown by Alec Austin, the homecoming king. So 3rd, and let's call it a short 13 from their own 47. Walt the throw, looking long to the left side and way overthrows his man. He was looking for Jackson Meyer, who had 4 catches for 34 yards against Howard last week. It'll bring up 4th down. And will we see a punt for the first time? Jacob Cole for Alcester-Hudson punted twice for an average of 28 yards. His long was 40, and he is in punt formation. Back deep for Centerville, Hogan Hybertson backing up to around his own 25. So 4th and 13. Good snap. Cole with the line drive kick away from Hybertson. Hybertson has it at the 20 to the 25 and up to about the 30-yard line. Evan Hake will make the stop on special teams. So about a 27-yard punt and about a 10-yard return. 7:18, and the clock running here in the first half. And it's 8-7, Alcester-Hudson over Centerville. Centerville with their 4th possession only 2 so far for Alcester-Hudson. So the Tornadoes 1st and 10. Let's call it just shy. Well, let's call it at the 29-yard line. Here's the pitch, and coming to the near side is Thomas Rotter. Tommy Walt will make the stop. Walt playing a linebacker, 4 tackles against Howard last week. Maybe a half yard, so let's call it 2nd and a short 10. So 3 receivers. Austin will go back to throw from an empty set, and he will shovel pass it, but it was too high for Corbin Topol. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a short 10. Clock stops on the incompletion on the shovel pass with 6:27 left in the half, and it's been a quick first half so far, for the most part. So 3rd down, a short 10 for Centerville. Here's motion by Hogan Hybertson. Back to throw is Austin. Austin going long, and he overthrows Noah Schoenfelter. 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown against Dubrook area last week. And that'll bring up 4th down, and probably the first punt we'll see from Alec Austin. The snapper is Charlie Eide. We forgot to give the snapper for Alcester-Hudson. That's Evan Hake, after the Cubs had to punt it away on their last possession. So Alec Austin in punt formation, about 10 or 11 yards back at the line of scrimmage. High snap, but he'll pull it down and get off a high kick. And it'll get a decent Centerville roll inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So about a 31-yard punt and no return. So the 2 teams trade punts. We're about halfway through the second quarter, and it's still Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7. Again, the scoring was done on the first Centerville drive on a pick six by the Cubs, and then the Tornadoes got a 69-yard touchdown pass, and it's been 8-7 ever since. It's been 8-7 since the 8:23 mark of the first quarter. And I think we have that good old heat timeout. So let's take a short break. We'll be back here on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at SD Behavioral Health.
Along with Heath Nimke and our sponsors, Joe Van Gore from the Stan Schmidt Complex here in Centerville. Homecoming 2025 in Week 1 of the 2025 South Dakota High School football season for the Tornadoes. A good one so far, 8-7. Alcester-Hudson leads. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Here's the pitch to Dykstra going to the outside. He'll get about 3 or 4 yards before being brought down. Hogan Hybertson from his cornerback spot will make the stop. gain of about 4, so we'll call it 2nd down and 6. Alcester-Hudson has used 2 timeouts here in the first half. Centerville has all 3 of theirs. By the way, at game time, like we said, a decent night for football. Partly cloudy, 75 degrees. Southwest winds at 5, and that breeze has slowly died off here in the first half. Back to throw is Tommy Walt. Walt to the right side overthrows Jackson Meyer. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Cubs from their own 39. As the clock stops with 5:21 left to go first half. And 8-7 Alcester-Hudson. Again, Alcester-Hudson defeated Howard, the defending champion in their class, 40-29. Centerville defeated Dubrook area, 28-8. So with both teams putting up a lot of yards, well, this game pretty much is being played within the 20s. Here is Tommy Walt on the carry. He'll get submarined by Charlie Eide and close to a 1st down. The line to gain. They're taking a look. Now they want to measure. Isn't the NFL going to a electronic eye? Not official yet, okay. Well, what starts next Thursday, Philadelphia plays Dallas. And Heath Nimke is excited for his Eagles. So here is the stretch of the chain, and it is, well, Marty Miller is now crouching over to take a look. And now he will bring, it's got to be about maybe 2 or 3 inches shy. 4th and inches. Yeah, 4th and inches is probably the better term. So 4th and inches, and I have no doubt Alcester-Hudson will go for it. Yep, I would say about 3 or 4 inches now. All right, 4th and about 4 inches for Alcester-Hudson from their own 44. And Tommy Walt will be in the gun. Whoops. Trying to draw Centerville off, and I think they got that done. I think Corbin Topol, one of the linebackers, coming up on the line. Yep, 5 yards for offside or encroachment, and that'll be an easy 1st down for Alcester-Hudson at their own 49-yard line. Well, both teams with a little ball control here. Centerville had a great drive going before they threw another interception early in this quarter. And now Alcester-Hudson, after a Centerville punt, has taken this from their own 35-yard line. So on 1st and 10, here's the hand up right off the middle.
Ethan Brown on the carry.
Ethan Brown, who plays fullback for Darren Dykstra.
Brought down by Westra.
Brown.
And Thomas Rotter. Picks up 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
A backup, either, well, running back or fullback or slot receiver, had a catch for 11 yards last week against Howard in Alcester. Traditionally a tough place to play. I've done a couple games from there, and the Cubs play very well at home. So after a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 at the Centerville 47. Here's Walt on the option. He'll go to Dykstra, who stumbles a little bit, but cuts upfield on the near sideline and has a 1st down across the 40 to the Centerville 37-yard line.
Brought down by Westra and Rotter again.
Jackson Westra.
Good for a 1st down.
And a couple other Tornadoes make the stop, but not after a gain of about 10. Well, it's got to be 10. It is a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39 of Centerville for the Cubs. 3:05 left to go first half. 8-7, Alcester-Hudson. From the gun, here is Walt, and trying to hang on Jackson Westra, but Walt will carry Westra for about 2, maybe 3 yards to the 36-yard line, where it'll be second down and 7. Now again, Alcester-Hudson has 1 timeout left in this half, but they are currently on a drive that started at their own 35-yard line. And now they're just about to the Centerville 35-yard line. So about a 30-yard drive so far for the Cubs. Here is Walt faking to Dykstra and has a first down across the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Charlie Eide, among others, make the stop, but Alcester-Hudson starting to establish the ground game, and now they will go without a huddle. 1st and 10 for the Cubs at the Tornado 28. Walt on the option will run into Westra, gets off of that tackle, and maybe 1 or 2 yards on the play to the 27-yard line, where it'll be second down and 7 after a gain of 3. Now about 90 seconds to go in the half, and Alcester-Hudson going without a huddle. Here's a pass to the right and in and out of the hands. Boy, that was a great crossing pattern over the middle to Jackson Meyer. Meyer had it, but the defender from Centerville that got him jarred the ball loose. So the incompletion stops the clock at 1:18 left in the half, and it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 27 for Alcester-Hudson. Again, only 1 timeout left. Centerville has all 3 of theirs. This is 4-down territory, of course. So let's see what the Cubs and Coach Brian Hake call here. Spread formation. Walt going to the left. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. First down and more as he gets across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. He needed 7. He got about 9. And the down markers keep moving for Alcester-Hudson on this drive. 1st and 10 now at the Centerville 18. Here's Walt coming. No, he's going back to throw, and it is knocked down. Knocked down on the play by Noah Schoenfelter, the defensive end. And that'll stop the clock with 49 seconds left in the half, and it's 2nd and 10 from the Centerville 19. Well, when it was 1st and 10 at the 18, and now the ball has kind of moved back a little bit. Now it's at the 19. So Tommy Walt looking at the sideline. 2nd and 10 for Alcester-Hudson at the Centerville 19. Here Walt runs into Dykstra. He was tripped up in the backfield, and Noah Schoenfelter tripped him up, and Walt managed to get a yard to the 18-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 9. And now Alcester-Hudson will take their 3rd and final timeout. So 8-7, Alcester-Hudson over Centerville. 48 seconds, or no, I'm sorry. That's the time left in the timeout. Let's take a short timeout here on
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota, for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op.
All right, Alcester-Hudson out of timeouts with a big 3rd and 9 coming up from the Centerville 18. We love our viewers. We understand we have someone watching from New Hampshire. Great to have you along here in Centerville, South Dakota at the Stan Schmidt Complex. Here we go, 3rd and 9, Alcester-Hudson at the Centerville 18. Walt back to throw, steps up, looks long toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. It would have been out of the end zone anyway. Jackson Meyer was the intended receiver, and I believe Hogan Hybertson defending that time. And a flag on the play, holding against Alcester-Hudson. So a big decision here. Do you make it 3rd and 19 or 4th and 9? Holding, and I think Centerville is going to decline it. Marty Miller again, our white hat. He's been kind of running around a little bit. Holding against Alcester-Hudson declined. 4th and 9 at the Centerville 18. So another big play for the Centerville defense here. Trailing by 1, 33 seconds left in the half. Here is Walt, a little dump pass, and it's caught by Dykstra. He's short of the goal line, but it's 1st and goal. And Alcester-Hudson has it 1st and goal at the 1 as Walt tries to get in, and he does. No. Now 5 seconds left to go. Walt didn't get in. 2nd and goal from the 1. And fumble on the play. It's recovered by Centerville. 2 plays for Alcester-Hudson from the Centerville 1 after a 17-yard pass. A little dump pass from Tommy Walt to Darren Dykstra at the 1. Walt couldn't get in on the first play. And then with no timeouts and time running out, it looked like he was trying to spike the ball, but he ran out of time and he fumbled anyway. So that was a fumble. So a turnover for Alcester-Hudson at the end of the half. And what an interesting drive. Alcester-Hudson from their own 35 get down to the Centerville 1 with time running out. They don't score. And at halftime here at homecoming in Centerville, it's Alcester-Hudson with 8 and the Centerville Tornadoes with 7. Heath and I will be back with halftime. We'll check scores on SD Scores in Class 9A. We'll give you an idea of how this first half went as Centerville had 4 possessions. Alcester-Hudson had 3, and Alcester-Hudson with a 1st and goal at the 1 fails to score as time runs out here in the first half. We'll be back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
At Knutson Masonry, they take pride in their work. They work hard to produce quality masonry as they continue to build their business brick by brick. They are honored to have been a part of numerous projects of all sizes. They do a wide variety of projects, both residential and commercial, across the tri-state region. They have done large projects such as schools and a range of residential, from house exteriors to mailboxes and fireplaces. Knutson Masonry is proud to have served so many satisfied customers and are proud supporters.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Mr. G's Tires in Centerville wants you to know that your bald tires aren't going to get you to the Tornadoes game tonight. Checking your tires is a must if you want to get to the game. Mr. G's Tires in Centerville makes choosing your brand of tires as easy as 1, 2, 3, getting you on the road safe and in no time at all. With competitive prices and dependable service, you're sure to score with Mr. G's Tires in Centerville.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Your equipment is working overtime in the summer heat, but can your parts keep up? At Grossenberg, we're rolling out our August filter sale so you can stock up and keep your machines running smooth. Now, through the end of the month, save 16% on John Deere and Fleet Guard filters to help your machines finish the season strong. Partner up with us and stop by your nearest location or visit grossenberg.com to take advantage of this deal while it lasts.
Back at the Stan Schmidt Complex, along with Heath Nimke, Joe Van Gore, and our sponsors, and at halftime, homecoming in Week 1 in Class 9A in South Dakota, and a good one so far. It's Alcester-Hudson Cubs 8 and the Centerville Tornadoes 7, as the scoring was all taken care of within the first 4 minutes of the ball game. Centerville got the ball at their own 25-yard line, but then Alec Austin threw his second interception of the season. It was intercepted by Ethan Brown, and taking a poll of the guys in the middle, running the clock and the PA and all that kind of good stuff, we figured it was a 25-yard pick six by Brown, a 2-point conversion by the Cubs, and it was 8-0. And then Centerville got the ball at their own 35. They had a 3rd and 9 from their own 41-yard line. Well, Alec Austin rears back and finds Hogan Hybertson for a 69-yard touchdown with 8:23 left to go in the first quarter. That pick six, by the way, by Alcester-Hudson came at the 10:24 mark of the first quarter, but the touchdown pass from Austin to Hybertson came at the 8:23 mark of the first quarter, and it was Hybertson with the kick after. And since that time, 8:23 left to go in the first quarter, it's been Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7. And then Alcester-Hudson got their first possession of the game, even though they hadn't had the ball yet, and leading 8-7, they got it at the 40, but they turn it over on downs on the first play of the second quarter. Centerville takes over at the 20. They have a drive going as Alec Austin threw his second pick of the game, his third of the season. So Alcester-Hudson takes over at their own 45. They punted away. Centerville got it at their own 29. This is all in the second quarter now, folks. Centerville got it at their own 29 and punted. And then Alcester-Hudson at their own 35. They had a 3rd and 9 at the Centerville 18. It was Tommy Walt, looked like he was going to run up the middle, but then threw a jump pass to Darren Dykstra, who had 5 touchdowns against Howard last week. Dykstra gets down to the 1, but Alcester-Hudson out of timeouts. So the Cubs quickly to the line. Walt tried to sneak it in. It looked like he fell in the end zone, but he was short. So it was 2nd and goal from the 1, and somehow the snap between Zachary Kemner and Walt was mishandled, and it was fumbled. Centerville recovered. Time ran out, and at halftime, it is 8-7 in favor of Alcester-Hudson. Again, a matchup of the number 4 team in 9A, the Cubs, and the number 5 team in 9A, the Tornadoes, and it's 8-7 at the half. Let's take another timeout. When we come back, we'll check the scores in Class 9A. We have a couple finals already. We'll do that after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, back at halftime here in Centerville, Alcester-Hudson 8 and Centerville 7. As we try to get you caught up on scores here from SD Score Feed. Again, the scoring in this game, Alcester-Hudson with a 25-yard pick six and a 2-point conversion to lead 8-0. And then Centerville with a 69-yard touchdown pass to make it 8-7 after the Centerville extra point. All right. Again, 8-7, Alcester-Hudson over Centerville at the half. Also in 9A, a game that was held at Tiger Stadium in Huron. And, of course, the South Dakota State Fair is going on up in Huron. Dubrook area defeated Wolsey-Wessington 42-8. Platte Geddes leads Cologne 46-0, 3 minutes to go first half. Hills City leads Lemon McIntosh 29-0, 6 minutes to go first half. Wall leading Harding County Bison. That's a top 5 matchup in 9A. 47-6. 5 minutes left to go first half. Howard, trying to bounce back from their loss to Alcester-Hudson, leads Esteline Hendricks 28-8, under a minute to go first half. Warner leads Gettysburg 41-0, under a minute to go in the first half. Castlewood leads Chester area 22-0, under a minute to go in the second quarter. Faulkton area leads Ipswich at the half 16-12. Lyman over Kadoka area 8-6, under 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Waverly South Shore leads Florence Henry 22-6 at the half, and Dupree leads North Central 16-6 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So those are the scores in 9A. Let's get some local scores in 9B. Del Rapids St. Mary, who's on Centerville's schedule coming up in a couple weeks, leads Irene Wakanda 46-0 at halftime. Avon leads Sioux Falls Lutheran 38-8, 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Scotland Menno leads Corsica Stickney 30-24 with under a minute to go in the second quarter. Those are local scores in 9B. In 9AA, Gregory leads Tripp, Delmont, Armour, Andy Central, Dakota Christian 39-0. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Freeman, Marion Freeman Academy, who's on Centerville's schedule, leads Bonham 44-7 at halftime. Elkton Lake Benton. Freeman, Marion Freeman Academy leads Bonham 44-7 at halftime. Well, you should see the co-ops in Iowa, where you're from. Yeah. Elkton Lake Benton leads Viborg Hurley 28-0, under a minute to go first half. And that is 9AA. How about 11B in their second week? Parker leads Beersford 14-0 at halftime. And maybe a score of interest, Winner and Wagner are tied at 14 at halftime. In 11A, Lennox, the defending champion in 11A, and Vermilion are tied at 7 minutes to go before halftime there. Canton leads Rapid City Christian 17-0 at halftime. Sioux Falls Christian leads West Central 15-0 at the half. In 11AA, in a game that started at 5 o'clock, Yankton defeated Huron 41-24. And, well, if you care, in 11 AAA, Sioux Falls Lincoln beat Rapid City Stevens 62-14 in the only final there. All right, so that will end halftime. Alcester-Hudson will be getting the ball first here in the third quarter. Jackson Meyer and Darren Dykstra back deep to get this kickoff from Noah Schoenfelter, who has it teed up at the 40. So again, 4 possessions in the first half for Centerville. Only 3 for Alcester-Hudson. So as we mentioned, this game pretty much being played between the 20s, although Alcester-Hudson, with time running out in the first half, got to the Centerville 1 and failed to score. Hybertson with the advance, high but short kick, and it is recovered at the 26-yard line by Jackson Meyer. So Alcester-Hudson will start 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. So again for the Cubs, Tommy Walt at quarterback, Darren Dykstra, is the main ball carrier. He had 14 carries, 180 yards, and 5 touchdowns against Howard last week. So let's see what adjustments both teams made, offense and defense. Here come the Cubs, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's Dykstra, and he's in the open. He's at midfield. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. And finally, knocked out of bounds on the far sideline by Jackson Westra. And no flag on the play. I don't think. We had a lot of flags in the first half. But the carry to the 30 of Alcester-Hudson. So there is your first explosive play for Alcester-Hudson. First explosive play for Centerville was their 69-yard touchdown pass. So a 44-yard gain by Dykstra. And here's Tommy Walt. Here's the pitch to Dykstra to the near sideline, cuts up field, and gets across the 25 down to about the 20-yard line, and it's another. So Darren Dykstra, from his own 26, has carried it for 2 first downs to the Centerville 20. And here's the handoff inside. And Cahoy made the stop. So a gain of 1 to the 19. It'll be second down and 9. 10:55 left to go, third quarter, 8-7. Alcester-Hudson over Centerville, but the Cubs are in the red zone with a second and 9 at the Centerville 19. Here's Walt on the keeper, and Walt, breaking tackles, still on his feet, will fumble the football, and it's recovered by Alcester-Hudson. But a big gain on second and 9, not only by Walt, but after fumbling it. Cole will recover the ball, or are they going to call the ball runner down? Wait a second here, folks. I thought he got past the 10, but now Walt must have been ruled down at the 15. It should be third down. Here's Dykstra trying to get to the outside, and he's upended. Upended on the play. Logan Reuter made the stop. But it is a Alcester-Hudson first and goal at the 9. But again, a 44-yard gain on first and 10 from the Alcester-Hudson 26. And the Cubs are first and goal at the 9. Here is Walt. Walt trying to get to the outside. And he's in? Yes, he is. Touchdown. Alcester-Hudson. No flags.
Tommy Walt on the keeper.
Yep, Walt will go 9 yards for the touchdown. So Alcester-Hudson extends their lead to 14-7 with exactly 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And now the 2-point conversion and a flag on the play. Snap was low to Walt, so false start against Alcester-Hudson, so they'll have to try their 2-point conversion from the 8. (14-7). And I'm sure Coach Brown and the Tornado coaching staff said, well, now you got to match that. They did in the first quarter. Walt toward the end zone, and it is
2-point conversion attempt, no good.
It was intercepted, but the 2-point conversion no good. So with exactly 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, it's Alcester-Hudson 14 and Centerville 7. Back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Honesty. We try to be honest about everything, and if there's a problem, we try to fix it. We've kept the family name going for 75 years. I think that's something to be very proud of. I'm Mike Weeman from Weeman Land and Auction out of Marion, South Dakota. And my middle name is Earl. I'm named after my grandfather. And being an auctioneer isn't all about how fast you are or how good your chant is. It's how the people appreciate your name and accept your name. He told me that once. So that's a one that I hold pretty close. He'd be proud, I think.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
So Alcester-Hudson with a 74-yard drive that culminates in a Tommy Walt 9-yard touchdown run. But the 2-point conversion on the pass was intercepted. Here is Cole to kick off. And it comes to the 25, fumbled and picked up. And a return to the 25-yard line. Clayton Brown on the return. So Centerville 75 yards away from a score that would possibly tie it up as Alcester-Hudson on a couple of explosive plays by Darren Dykstra. The first from scrimmage from their own 26 went 44 yards. They only score in just 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Now let's see what Alec Austin and the Tornadoes can do. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Austin back to throw. Little out pattern, and it's complete. Up the right sideline, Corbin Topol. Topol gets a first down and a whole lot more across the 40 to the 47-yard line. So a gain of 22.
Ball out to the 46-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Centerville. Again, Alec Austin has a 69-yard touchdown pass to Hogan Hybertson for the Tornadoes' only score. So Austin looking left over the middle, wide open. This is Noah Schoenfelter. Schoenfelter gets into Cub territory near a first down at the 45-yard line, a gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Dykstra, from his cornerback stop, makes the stop for the Cubs. So Centerville going to the air. A short official's timeout for Noah Schoenfelter to retie his shoe. 9:02 left to go, third quarter. Clock running 14-7 in favor of Alcester-Hudson. So Austin. Here's motion by Schoenfelter. Fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Alcester-Hudson's Evan Hake. Evan Hake has a mishandled exchange, and that is the third turnover for Centerville. 2 interceptions by Alec Austin, and now the Cubs fall on a fumble after a couple good plays for Centerville from their own 25, but the fumble at the Alcester-Hudson 48, the Cubs take over, and now they've got some momentum. 1st and 10, their own 48 leading 14-7, 8:36 left to go, third quarter. Here's Walt, the throw. Walt looking long, overthrows everybody.
Pass incomplete, intended for Ethan Brown.
He was looking for Ethan Brown out of the backfield. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 as the clock stops on the incompletion with 8:32 left in the third. Next week, Alcester-Hudson will have their second home game of the season against Irene Wakanda. Centerville will go on the road at Garrettson. Then they'll have a bye week, their next home game, a couple weeks from tonight against St. Mary's of Del Rapids. Here's Walt after a high snap, and he gets tripped up. He will fall forward
On the keeper, brought down by Corbin.
to the Centerville 46-yard line. So a gain of 6, third down and 4. Yep, it's not Del Rapids St. Mary anymore. It's St. Mary's Del Rapids. Much like what O'Gorman rebranded from Sioux Falls O'Gorman to just plain O'Gorman. But O'Gorman's a private school anyway. There are 4 public high schools in Sioux Falls, so that could be an explanation as well. But it happened so long ago, I think people have forgotten. Here's Walt with a play-action fake, looking long to the left side, got a catch, and into the end zone. For an Alcester-Hudson touchdown is Jackson Meyer. 4 catches, 34 yards, and a 46-yard touchdown pass gives Alcester-Hudson now the lead at 20-7 with 7:36 left to go in the third quarter. So Walt with his first touchdown pass of the season. And the Cubs going for 2. Walt back to throw. And it is caught.
Conversion is no good. Knocked down by Charlie Eide.
Charlie Eide knocked down a pass, I think, intended for Dykstra. So the 2-point conversion fails, but Alcester-Hudson in the first 4 minutes and 14 seconds of the third quarter, actually 24 seconds in the third quarter, has jumped out to a 20-7 lead over Centerville, and we'll be back after this short break here on Centerville Tornadoes Live. All right, folks, having trouble with our camera, both with the scoreboard and now the main camera. But
main camera's good.
Oh, we're good now? Okay. I see. All right, we've got the clock camera on now. Thank you, Heath. So here is Jacob Cole kicking off. Brown with a decent return, as he will be brought down at the 36-yard line.
Brings the ball back to the 35-yard line. First and 10, Tornadoes.
So they'll call it at the 35, but now Centerville's got some work to do. Down 3 scores. Well, actually 2 if you get a couple touchdowns and 2-point conversions. That will add up to a Centerville lead. But Alcester-Hudson is 1 out of 3 on 2-point conversions. So the Tornadoes, again, some work to do, down 20-7. 7:23 left to go, third quarter. Alec Austin back to throw. Pass to the right side, and it's incomplete. Corbin Topol, the intended receiver. Darren Dykstra on the coverage. He had 3 tackles against Howard last week. So it'll be 2nd and 10 as the clock stops with 7:19 left in the third. 20-7, Alcester-Hudson. And Alcester-Hudson fans know this. I think it was 22 points in the fourth quarter alone for the Cubs as they overtook Howard and won 40-29. From under center, Austin back to throw. Man wide open. And here is Topol. Puts a juke move on. A great move. And he's inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. So from 135 to the other 35, a 30-yard gain. And a Centerville first down. Now coming up on the midway point of the third quarter, about 50 seconds away from that, 20-7, Alcester-Hudson. But a 30-yard pass to Topol has the Tornadoes in business, 1st and 10 at the Alcester-Hudson 35. Austin, two-step drop. Austin had his jersey tugged at, throws, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for Hogan Hybertson and broken up by Jackson Meyer from his safety spot. He had 5.5 tackles against Howard last week. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So our next Centerville Tornadoes Live Tornado football home game will be in 2 weeks on September 19th with Del Rapids, or I almost did it myself, St. Mary's of Del Rapids, who's a pretty good team in their own right. Austin to throw, running away from pressure, and he will get a great gain near a first down. He's
brought down by Owen Shirt.
Inside.
About 7 or 8 on the play. Brings it 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 at the 28-yard line. So a gain of 7 that time for Alec Austin. Now under 6 minutes to go in the third, 20-7, Alcester-Hudson. A touchdown run by Tommy Walt and a touchdown pass to Jackson Meyer. Austin, short dump pass, should have a first down. Brown, Clayton Brown, should have a first down. Inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Again, this was set up from the Centerville 35 on a 30-yard pass for Corbin Topol. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Again, Centerville down by a couple scores, but they have it 1st and 10, just inside the Alcester-Hudson 25. Quick dump pass to the left, and about a 5-yard gain to the 20 to Cullen Pollard, who had 3 catches, 24 yards against Dubrook area last week. So a simple gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Centerville, of course, not in a hurry, but they break their huddle fast. Showing a double wing formation. Austin over the middle, got a catch.
Austin pass complete
to Idy. Charlie Idy will get inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. A 12-yard gain. And 1st and goal for Centerville. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the third. So good clock management now by Centerville after Alcester-Hudson scored in about the first 5 minutes twice here in the third quarter. 1st and goal at the 8. Austin under center, back to throw. Looking toward the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Centerville.
Pass complete for
Corbin Topol catches a 9-yard touchdown pass from Alec Austin, and with 3:37 left to go in the quarter. Again, Austin, a 8-yard pass to Eide, and now the extra point by Noah Schoenfelter, the holder Alec Austin, the snapper Charlie Eide. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 3:37 left to go, third quarter. It's now Alcester-Hudson 20 and Centerville 14 on Centerville Tornadoes.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports.
In the market for a new irrigator? Automatic Irrigation in Centerville has you covered. Offering Zimatic irrigators to help you get water to the fields. They tackle all brands when it comes to repairs. Also repairing and selling soak-up grain bins to complete the automatic irrigation game for a touchdown. Go Tornadoes!
When life gets hard and our thoughts...
So a 65-yard drive by Centerville results in a 8-yard touchdown pass, Alec Austin to Charlie Eide, and with the extra point by Noah Schoenfelter, I should say, 20-14. So down to a one-score game. Here's the kickoff toward the sideline, and the flag comes out. So a 5-yard penalty on Centerville wherever the ball went out of bounds. I'm going to have to beg Doug Edberg to put numbers on the field. I'm just kind of used to numbers on the field. They'll place it at the 35. So illegal procedure, ball kicked out of bounds on Centerville, puts it at the 35-yard line. And that has been the average starting spot for both teams here tonight. Alcester-Hudson, after the third INT of the season by Alec Austin, took over at their own 48. That's the best field position for both teams here tonight. Here is Tommy Walth carrying, and Walth will get a quick hitter up the middle for 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6. Now with 3:23 left to go in the third. Lane Reuter with the stop. And Ty Cahoy, 6'2", 195, and a sophomore. We mentioned Alcester-Hudson's offensive line. Evan Hake is 215. Zachary Kemner is 230. Jacob Cole, 205. Here's the run by Dykstra trying to get outside, and he does, into Centerville territory and finally brought down, losing a helmet. In the process was Alec Austin, so he's got to come out with the play. But Darren Dykstra will have a first down and more. Is there a flag? We had a lot of flags, particularly in the first quarter. This might be just the second personal foul against Centerville. For what? We don't know, and that'll add 15 yards from the 36 down to the 21. And we were trying to fool the guys in the middle, saying that Alcester-Hudson's line was averaging about 300 pounds, but that's not the case. All right, after the 15-yard personal foul penalty after a big run by Dykstra. 1st and 10 for Alcester-Hudson. Here is the handoff to Dykstra, and Dykstra will disappear, probably for no gain. About 3 or 4 Tornadoes led by Charlie Eide come up to make the stop, and no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. So 3 touchdowns so far in the third quarter, and it's 20-14 Alcester-Hudson. Time running out here in the third, coming up on 2 minutes to go, and it's 20-14 Cubs. A spread set, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Dykstra to the right of Walt, and here's the handoff to one of the receivers. Carson Somerville, a 5'10", 160-pound freshman. And Alec Austin, one of the Reuter boys on the stop for Centerville. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2, just inside the 15 to the 12. Time was out for a moment. Now time is back in. 3rd down and 3. They'll mark it inside the 15 at the 13 or 14. And here's a run. And a tackle out of bounds here on the near sideline. Jackson Meyer from his slots back stop made the stop. Yep. It is a 1st and goal for Alcester-Hudson now with 49 seconds left to go in the quarter, looking for their 3rd touchdown of the quarter. Again, this drive started from their own 35. So 1st and goal from the 5 after a 9-yard gain by Jackson Meyer. And another carry and into the end zone for Walt, a 5-yard run and a touchdown. And that extends the Alcester-Hudson lead to 26-14 with 29 seconds left to go in the quarter. Walt with his 3rd touchdown of the quarter, 2 running, 1 passing. And the Cubs going for 2. Here's Walt with a pitch over to Dykstra, and I don't think he got in. Great open field tackle by one of the Tornado defenders, so the 2-point run fails. And with 29 seconds left to go in the third quarter, it is 26-14. Alcester-Hudson over Centerville. We'll be back after this on Centerville Tornadoes.
Too much to bear. Finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Looking for great food and a nice cold drink to wash it down? Head over to Tuffy's Bar and Grill, your neighborhood spot for mouth-watering burgers, wings, and daily specials. Catch happy hour every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. with deals that'll hit the spot without hitting your wallet. We're open Thursday through Saturday 4 to 10, Sunday lunch from 11 to 2, and again Monday 4 to 10. Closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or a late night bite. Tuffy's in Centerville. Stop in and catch the game with us. .29 seconds left to go third quarter. Alcester-Hudson with their 3rd touchdown of this quarter. Tommy Walt with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the quarter. He's got a 46-yard pass on top of that. And now Alcester-Hudson is 1 out of 4 on 2-point conversions. And Jacob Cole will be kicking off to Thomas Runter and Clayton Brown, both standing inside their own 15. Line drive kick. It'll go out of bounds. So Centerville can take it at the 35 if they'd like, or make Alcester-Hudson kick it over, but you just don't see that anymore, particularly in high school. The big thing in the kicking game in college is to kind of pooch kick it and call a fair catch. But the thing is, you got to possess the ball, otherwise it'll go to the kicking team. Big day of college football tomorrow. Yep, the University of South Dakota will be at Iowa State, who beat Kansas State in Dublin last week. 1st and 10 at the Centerville 35. Austin to throw. Ducks under the pressure. Now rolling out to the right. Little dump pass caught by Eide. He's at the 40 and down to the Alcester-Hudson 37-yard line. So a 28-yard explosive play after Centerville.
By Dykstra and Meyer, but that's good for a Tornado first down.
So Dykstra and another Cub make the stop, but another explosive play by the Centerville offense. And again, they have it 1st and 10 at the 37. Austin back to throw again. Austin looking to the left and overthrows Hogan Hybertson, who had 5 catches for 52 yards against Dubrook last week. And that will be the end of the third quarter. And, well, 4 touchdowns in that third quarter, 3 by Alcester-Hudson. And after 3, it's the Cubs 26 and the Tornadoes of Centerville 14. Back with the fourth quarter right after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Central Farmers Cooperative, Fremar LLC, is an agriculture-based company that provides products, services, and market access in the areas of agronomy, feed, grain, and petroleum. Whether it is their agronomy team helping with production, the grain team assisting in developing a marketing plan, or many other services the Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar offer, they look forward to servicing and personalizing their patrons' farming operations. With locations across southeast South Dakota, for your farming purposes, make it Central Farmers Co-op and Fremar.
All right, 12 more minutes to go, along with Heath Nimke and our sponsors, Joe Van Gore. Homecoming 2025 for Centerville, heading into the fourth. 1st and 10 for Centerville at the 36. Austin to throw, looking to the left, and in and out of the hands of Hogan Hybertson. He would have had a nice gain, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Third and 10 for Centerville at the Alcester-Hudson 37-36. You say potato, I say potato. So 2 receivers right. Cullen Pollard and Hogan Hybertson. And now a 3rd receiver to the right. Austin steps up in the pocket. Flag on the play. Wide open is Hogan Hybertson up the left sideline. Now cuts toward the middle. Goes back to the left. Oh, you get the feeling this might be coming back if there is a flag on the play. Nope, no flag on the play. I thought I saw a flag. Ethan Brown made the tackle, but it's first and goal for Centerville at the Alcester-Hudson 6-yard line. And now a timeout. Who took the timeout? I got to believe it's Alcester-Hudson. So we'll keep it here. If that timeout, I believe Alcester-Hudson took it. So first timeout of the second half. Centerville didn't use a timeout in the first half. They haven't used one yet here in the second half. First and goal from the 6. Again, Centerville starting from their own 35. And an explosive play, 28-yard pass to Charlie Eide from Alec Austin. And the Tornadoes in business with a 1st and 10 at the Alcester-Hudson 26. And now a pass to Hogan Hybertson on the near side. Gets to the 6 for its 1st and goal. Austin with Topol to his right, looking right, now looking to go up the middle, trying to get outside, and he is brought down. No gain on the play.
Brought down by Tommy Walt.
Tommy Walt, among others, coming up to make the stop. Great crowd on hand. Well, you would expect that for a couple of towns or a couple of teams that are kind of close to one another. So 2nd and goal. Was there a loss on the play? Scoreboard says 2nd and goal from the 8. Ball on the far side hash for Centerville. Austin back to throw, looking left, and it's incomplete. Thrown at the feet of Cullen Pollard, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 8.
Bring a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
So you got 2 plays to go 8 yards to get into the end zone. It's Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 14, 10:34 to go. All the scoring in the first half was done in the first, 4+ minutes of the first quarter. Back to throw is Austin, steps up in the pocket. He's looking for some running room, and did he fumble? Yes, he did. Another fumble by Centerville. Oh, and they were driving again. This is probably the 4th turnover. 3 of those turnovers were on great drives by Centerville, and Alcester-Hudson will take over. So 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. And Centerville comes away frustrated again. 1st and 10 for Alcester-Hudson. And where are they marking the ball? It looks like inside the 5. Yep, they'll call it the 5. Alcester-Hudson from their own 5, so they won't do anything fancy here. Walt will carry, and Walt will get ahead to about the 10-yard line. And they will take their time with a 2-score lead. Again, Alec Austin, Lane Reuter with the stop. But you can see now Alcester-Hudson just taking their time getting back to the huddle. Both teams bring in subs. Well, as they say, it could be worse. Alcester-Hudson is just 1 out of 4 on 2-point conversions. So it could easily be a 3-score game. Instead, it's a 2-score game, but Alcester-Hudson trying some ball control. And now, Walt will get to the 15-yard line as Ty Cahoy from his defensive line spot will make the stop. And it's another 1st and 10. First and 10. Alcester-Hudson from their own 15 as now precious time is ticking away. Here's a carry for about 2 or 3 yards, I believe by Dykstra. Yep.
Dykstra on the carry picks up 3 yards before he's brought down by Electrodog. 2nd and 7.
So a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. But Alcester-Hudson is taking about 25, 30 seconds each play. Again, started at their own 5 after Centerville fumbled, going in after another great drive. Here is Walt moving to the left side this time, angling toward the sideline in the first down marker. I believe short of the line again. Charlie Eide made the stop on Walt. They will mark it.
Picks up 5 on the play, 3rd and 3.
So 3rd and a long 2. At the 23-yard line. So the clock stops with 7:56 to go, so Walt got out of bounds. But Alcester-Hudson spreading the Tornadoes out, trying to wear them down. Here's the handoff to Dykstra, and I don't know.
Dykstra on the carry, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That's going to bring a 4th down.
So short of the line of gain, it'll be 4th down and decision time for Brian Hake. He's going for it. Unless Jacob Cole is the punter, but he is not in punt formation. Walt is from the gun. I wouldn't doubt that Alcester-Hudson's going to take a timeout. Yes, they will. They were going to try to draw Centerville off, and they have done that in the game. Boy, look at this. Heath is bringing up the feed of Wagner and Winner at Wagner. Wagner leads Winner 28-14, 2 minutes to go in that one, and it looks like Wagner is about to score. Winner had a tussle with Hot Springs out in Hot Springs last week. So a second timeout. I've got Alcester-Hudson with only 1 timeout left. But the clock stops with 7:22 to go, so each team has had 1 punt in the game. And it was back-to-back back in the second quarter. Yeah, Alcester-Hudson started from their own 45, had to punt. They punted it to Centerville, who had to punt after they had a 1st and 10 at their 29. Now, Jacob Cole, who had a couple punts last week, the long was 40. But Centerville acting as it's going to be a fake, which is a big gamble indeed. Waiting for the referee, Miller, to get in position. Now ready to go. Centerville has nobody back now. Good snap and almost a block, but this is going to roll out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So about a 32 or 33-yard punt and no return. So Alcester-Hudson punts for only the second time after turning over Centerville for a 4th time in the game. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. And now Centerville 1st and 10 at the 43. 7:16 left to go in the game. So Alec Austin from the gun, back to throw. Looking over the middle, and it's caught in traffic. Clayton Brown will make a catch, and he is shaken up on the play. It is a Centerville first down, but we've got a cramp. And Jackson Meyer with the stop for Alcester-Hudson, but we've got a cramp. So an injury timeout with 7:06 left to go in the game. It's Alcester-Hudson 26 and Centerville 14. Let's take a quick break here on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
At Knutson Masonry, they take pride in their work. They work hard to produce quality masonry as they continue to build their business brick by brick. They are honored to have been a part of numerous projects of all sizes. They do a wide variety of projects, both residential and commercial, across the tri-state region. They have done large projects such as schools and a range of residential, from house exteriors to mailboxes and fireplaces. Knutson Masonry is proud to have served so many satisfied customers and are proud supporters of the Tornadoes.
All right, it was Hogan Hybertson with the cramp, but he catches a pass that's good for a first down for Centerville at the Alcester-Hudson 47. Clock running now, 7 minutes to go, 26-14, Cubs over the Tornadoes. Alec Austin will go back to throw on a two-step drop. Looking to the left this time and just over the outstretched hands of Noah Schoenfelter, who did have a pass for 20 yards against Dubrook area last week. Again, 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown last week against the Dolphins. Trivia question. Where is Dubrook? Well, I think it's White and it's Bruce.
Sandwiched in between Esteline and Hendricks.
That's right.
I travel up there.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10 for the Tornadoes from the Cub 47. Austin, quick pass to the left. Got a catch to Cullen Pollard. Pollard is down. His forward progress takes him across the 45 to the 43, where it'll be a gain of 4. 3rd down and 6 coming up, and the clock continues to run. Now coming in, Hogan Hybertson, who has recovered from his cramp. Coming out, Gunnar Pingree. And 3 receivers to the right side. Corbin Topol beside Alec Austin on 3rd and 6 from the 43 of Alcester-Hudson. Here's Austin on the run, and he will get down to the 40-yard line. He's about 3 yards shy, so let's call it 4th and 3 at the Alcester-Hudson 40. But time still ticking away from the Tornadoes, down 26-14 in this Great Plains Conference East Division clash between 2 ranked teams. In the South Dakota Prep Media Poll, Alcester-Hudson 4th and Centerville 5th. So on 4th down and 3, Austin, low snap, gets it, trying to dance around. He will run for it, and I think he's got it. And now, I thought that Austin was out of bounds, but it looks like he wasn't. It looks like he stayed in bounds and maybe got a few extra yards out of it. He does have the first down, and it's to the 31-yard line, so he needed 3. He got 9, and it's a 1st and 10 for Centerville with 5:06 left to go in the game. Yep. Alec Austin added, about 2 or 3 yards after seemingly to go out of bounds, but stayed in. and got the extra yardage to make sure he had the first down. So 1st and 10, I believe at the 32 of Alcester-Hudson. Here's Austin throwing on the run, down low, and it's in and out of the hands of Brown. Oh, Brown got ahead of the defenders that time. Oh, if he had looked and put both hands on it, he would have had 6. And it's 2nd and 10. From the 31 or 32 yard line. Clock stops on the incompletion, 4:58 to go. I mean, Brown was ahead of 2 or 3 Alcester-Hudson defenders that time. So 2nd and 10 from the 32. Austin kind of lifting it in the air for Brown again, and it's knocked away.
Pass incomplete, intended for Clayton Brown. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
I believe if he'll turn, it was Dykstra on the play, or was it? Or Carson Summerbold, the cornerback. So incompletion brings up a 3rd and 10. Now 4:53 to go. Here in Centerville, 26-14, Alcester-Hudson. So Centerville has 2 downs to go 10 yards in Alcester-Hudson territory. Back to throw is Austin, steps up, looks over the middle, and there's a catch, a sliding catch for a first down. And that's to Noah Schoenfelter.
That's good for a tornado. First down.
And that is near the 10-yard line. So about a 22-yard gain. And just outside the 10 with a first down. Austin to throw. Austin rolling out. He will throw toward the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Centerville. And Cullen Pollard with a 10-yard touchdown catch. And again, Centerville within a score at 26-20 with 4:25 to go. And that's the first score of the fourth quarter. 4:25 to go. Austin with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. Now Noah Schoenfelter out of the hold of Charlie Eide. No, Alec Austin. The snapper is Charlie Eide. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Schoenfelter, 3 for 3 on extra points. It's 26-21, Alcester-Hudson, 4:25 to go. Don't go anywhere, folks. Back after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll leave the pack. It's part of the Northern experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
So despite 4 turnovers by Centerville, a couple of them on great drives, Centerville within 5 with 4:25 to go, 26-21. A 10-yard touchdown pass, Alec Austin to Pollard. The extra point by Hybertson makes it a 5-point Alcester-Hudson lead. And here's an onside kick, and it's recovered at midfield. And a flag comes up. It is recovered.
Recovered by number 16, Andrew Boble.
Andrew Boble recovered the onside kick, but let's see what the flag is about. It did go the required 10 yards. Personal foul against Centerville. So that is their second personal foul penalty. They also have a 15-yard face mask penalty. So turnovers and now a penalty that will give Alcester-Hudson the best field position of both teams in the game, 1st and 10 at the Centerville 35 with 4:21 to go, leading by 5. Expect a lot of ball control by the Cubs now. Tommy Walt. And here's the handoff. And not much going for Carson Summervold, 5'10", 160-pound freshman. He'll go for a yard. But again, like the last time, before Alcester-Hudson had to punt for a second time, they used up a lot of clock. But Centerville turned it into a score after that Alcester-Hudson punt. So second, a short 9 between the 33 and 34-yard line. Not bad for not having numbers on the field. Tommy Walt will pitch it out to Dykstra. Dykstra getting ahead of steam, 1st down and more, and run out of bounds on the far sideline. And the gain to the 20-yard line, about a 14-yard gain, and an Alcester-Hudson 1st down now with 3:20 to go. So Darren Dykstra, again, 14 carries, 180 yards.
Clock was off earlier.
Oh.
It was 12.
Oh. So it's Wagner 26, Winner 20, 8 minutes to go. The 1 was cut off from the 2, so there was 12 minutes to go. I thought there was just 2 minutes to go. So still plenty of time on that one. But a flag on the play is going to negate that big run. I got to believe it's holding or a chop block. Let's see how far the penalty is. It will be a repeat of 2nd down. Holding.
Penalty is holding
against the Cubs.
10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
Gonna make it 2nd and 19.
We'll move it to the 44-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 19 with 3:20 to go. So 2nd and 19 after a great run by Dykstra, a holding penalty, moves the Cubs back 10 yards. 3:20 to go, 26-21, Alcester-Hudson. Motion by Dykstra. Low snap. Walt will have to eat it, and he will lose yardage. Noah Schoenfelter knocked him down after a low snap to Tommy Walt from Zachary Kenner. So 3rd and 21, but the clock is running. Centerville, 3 timeouts. I think, unless that was a heat timeout a few minutes ago and now a timeout. So let's see what the clock says on the east side, how many timeouts Alcester-Hudson has left. It still says 2, now it's down to 1. So it must have been a heat timeout back in the 3rd quarter. All right. So it was 8-7 after 1 quarter, 8-7 at halftime. The first two scores of the game by Alcester-Hudson and Centerville came in the first about 3 minutes plus in the first quarter. But then Alcester-Hudson with touchdowns, 3 of them in the third quarter, one by Centerville, and Centerville has the only score here in the fourth quarter. So now just one timeout for Alcester-Hudson. Centerville hasn't used a timeout yet. And the Cubs facing a 3rd and 21 from their 47. They've got to get to the Centerville. No, from the Centerville 47. They've got to get to the Centerville 26 for a first down. Here's option by Walt. The pitch to Dykstra, who has to go back for it. And that allows, there's a fumble on the play, but it goes out of bounds. And now I understand one of the rules is that the ball is marked where the fumble happened, not where it goes out of bounds, but Alcester-Hudson still has it.
Yeah, can't advance it.
Yep, they can't advance it. Well, like I said, the ball went out of bounds, but it is out of bounds where the fumble happened. So only a gain of 3. 4th and 18. And the smart thing, Brian Hake to punt it away for field position. With 2:36 to go and Alcester-Hudson leading 26-21. The snapper is Evan Hake, who plays guard on offense and defensive end on defense. And now Centerville will take their first timeout of the game. 2 left with 2:36 to go. The Tornadoes down 5 to Alcester-Hudson, 26-21. Back after this short break on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
What a doozy. Homecoming 2025 here in week 1 here in Centerville at the Stan Schmidt Complex. Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 21. 4th and 18 for the Cubs at the Centerville 43-yard line. Now Jacob Cole is in punt formation for only the 3rd time tonight. Centerville has only punted once. Nobody back for the Tornadoes. Again, the snapper is Hake. Good snap. Line drive kick. Now Centerville hoping it goes into the end zone. And it will be down a touchback. It'll come out to the 20. A Alcester-Hudson special teams guy just about had it at the 1, but as he touched the ball, he was in the end zone. That's a touchback. It'll come out to the 20. So Alcester-Hudson looking for the knockout punch, has to punt it away. Now Centerville with 2 timeouts left and 80 yards to go trails 26-21 with 2:27 left in regulation. Here's motion by Hybertson. And now Topol will join Alec Austin in the backfield. Here's a pass to the left, and it's caught. And staying in bounds is Noah Schoenfelter. Schoenfelter gets across the 40, out to the 43-yard line for a quick 23-yard gain and a Tornado first down. Actually, 22 we'll call it. The ball marked at the Centerville 42. Clock running, 2:13 to go. Austin, and now a timeout or a flag. Ball start against Centerville, so it'll be 1st and 15 back at the Centerville 37. But the clock will start on the referee's signal. Now, yep, our white hat winds the clock. 1st and 15 from the 37. Austin to throw, steps up in the pocket. Little dump pass complete. And another flag on the play. Pass is complete to Charlie Eide, but hold the phone. Unless he was across the line of scrimmage, Alec Austin, or maybe it's a hold, we don't know. Illegal forward pass, I believe, is the call. Ineligible downfield, okay. So that'll back it up 10 yards to the 31-yard line. So the Tornadoes going nowhere but backwards. 1 timeout left. No, check that, 2 timeouts left. 1st and 20. Back at the 21. Here's a pass to the right, and it is caught. No, incomplete to Noah Schoenfelter. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Clock stops with 97 seconds left in regulation. And the Tornadoes down to the Cubs in big 9A action, 26-21. Another flag? Or what? Again, our white hat is Marty Miller.
They're going to go 145 back on the clock.
Oh, okay.
Kept going.
I see. So 2nd and 20 from the 31. They have to get to the Alcester-Hudson 48 for a 1st down, down 5. Hogan Hybertson, Noah Schoenfelter have been great targets for Alec Austin tonight. Austin stepping up in the pocket, now on the run, and he will get out of bounds after a short gain. He'll get to the 37 after a 6-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd down and about 14. Maybe 15.
Brings up 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16 with 1:35 left to go. Alcester-Hudson trying to hold off Centerville on the road for their first win or their 2nd win of the year. Centerville looking to go 2-0 as well. Oop. And there is 5 yards for encroachment. 2 linebackers. One of them was Cole and the other was Hake. Moved across the line, so instead of 3rd and 16, it'll be 3rd and 11. So you got 2 downs to go 11 yards to keep the drive going. Three receivers right. Corbin Topol, the running back. Austin to throw. Has time over the middle. In and out of the hands of Charlie Eide. He had a right hand on it, but just couldn't bring it in. Now it's 4th and 11. And here's your ball game right here for Centerville, folks. With now 90 seconds to play, and I think Centerville is going to take time, and they will. 90 seconds left. Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 21. Let's take a short break here on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Mr. G's Tires in Centerville wants you to know that your bald tires aren't going to get you to the Tornadoes game tonight. Checking your tires is a must if you want to get to the game. Mr. G's Tires in Centerville makes choosing your brand of tires as easy as 1, 2, 3, getting you on the road safe and in no time at all. With competitive prices and dependable service, you're sure to score with Mr. G's Tires in Centerville.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
All right, 4th and 11 for Centerville from the 42. Here's the ball game for the Tornadoes. Austin to throw, stepping up, now on the run. Little dump pass is complete, and a first down and more. It goes to Clayton Brown. First down, Tornadoes, and they keep now 1 timeout left. So on 4th and 11, they needed to get to the Alcester-Hudson 49 or 48. They get instead to the Alcester-Hudson 42 for a big first down. Austin to throw. Austin being rushed, and a flag on the play. Evan Hake will sack Alec Austin, and I got to believe this is a hold. Oh, he did throw it. Holding Centerville. Well, I thought that Austin, well, he threw it away eventually, but it is holding where you have the flag. So holding on the Tornadoes, and the spot of the foul is at the Centerville 35, not at the line of scrimmage, which is the 46 of Alcester-Hudson. Yep. Nope, they took it 10 yards, so it's 1st and 20. So they did take it. It's at the Centerville 45 now with a minute to go. Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 21. Kind of a low snap. Austin will run for his life. Throws on the run high. He's got a man out there. It's tipped up and then incomplete. Hogan Hybertson was battling with Andrew Boble. Maybe the second time we've called his name tonight. Boble broke it up, and it'll be 2nd and 20 from the 45 now with 51 seconds to play. Alcester-Hudson hanging on to a 5-point lead. They have missed 3 2-point conversions. Otherwise, it'd be a 2-score game. So 2nd and 20 for the Tornadoes from their own 45. Austin to throw. Austin looking over the middle, and the pass too high and incomplete. I believe Noah Schoenfelter was the intended receiver. If he'll turn, we can tell you. So, no, it was intended for Corbin Topol. So not 3, it was 9. 3rd and 20 for Centerville from their own 45, trailing 26-21, now 47 seconds to play. Centerville, just like on 4th and 11, they've got 2 plays. They got to go 20 yards. Here's Austin stepping up, throwing on the run, and it is incomplete, out of bounds. Noah Schoenfelter, and now 4th and 20. And for the second time in about, a minute of game time, Here's the game for Centerville. They converted 4th and 11. Can they convert 4th and 20? 40 seconds left. Centerville does have a timeout. But Coach Brown saying, let's go. 4th and 20 from the 45. From an empty backfield, Austin back to throw. Austin throwing long over the middle, and it is incomplete, but a flag on the play. This will be pass interference, but the thing is, though, folks, and I learned this in college, if the line to gain is more than 15 yards, it'll be 15 yards. It'll be 4th and 5 instead of an automatic first down, if I'm not mistaken. It will be a 15-yard PI, pass interference. Or wait a second. Yeah. So, all right. So you go 15 yards, but that's still going to leave Centerville 5 yards shy of the first down. So it'll be 4th and 5 with 35 seconds left to go.
Brings up 4th and 5.
All right. Again, here's the game for Centerville. 4th and 5 from the 45 of Alcester-Hudson. Alec Austin with Topol to his right, back to throw, and he will run for it, and he's got it. First down and more. Across the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Clock stops while they move the chains, and now it's running. Centerville has one timeout left. And they're wasting valuable time now, down to 15 seconds. Austin fumbles, throws, and it's caught, but there is a flag on the play. It is complete to Hogan Hybertson, but I'm afraid, folks, this one's coming back with 5 seconds left. There is a flag on the play. Is it holding? Or is it a procedure call? The big gain is down to the what? Inside the 15? Is it against Alcester-Hudson? What's going on? Timeout Centerville, but what's the penalty? We haven't seen the call. Well, the pass, or maybe it was no penalty. The pass was complete from Alec Austin down to the 12-yard line. I thought I saw a flag, Heath Nimke, and I don't know what happened, unless they picked it up. So now 5 seconds left. Centerville takes their final timeout. So what happened there? Well, you got to go to the end zone, but the game cannot end on a defensive penalty. Centerville down 5, 26-21, 5 seconds to go. 1st and 10, Centerville at the Alcester-Hudson 11 or 12. I would say it's probably the 12. All right, again, here's the game. Can Centerville convert? Down 5 with 5 seconds to go on a 1st and 10 from the Alcester-Hudson 12. Boy, what a game to start off the 42nd season of high school football for this announcer, huh? Austin from the gun. A 2-step drop toward the end zone, and it is caught! No! Incomplete! Incomplete! 1 second left. 1 second left. It is not over. Pass was intended for Noah Schoenfelter. He must have had it, and a defender knocked it out. So now, 2nd and 10. The scoreboard says the 11, so let's call it between the 11 and 12. Last play of the game, barring a defensive penalty. Austin back to throw. Austin toward the end zone, incomplete. The game is over. Alcester-Hudson has hung on to win. The game came down to one play with Alcester-Hudson leading 26-21. A couple tries for the Centerville Tornadoes, 1st and 10 from between the 11 and 12 of Alcester-Hudson. 2 incomplete passes, and Alcester-Hudson, number 4 in Class 9A, survives number 5 Centerville by the final of 26-21. Centerville now 1-1, 0-1 in the Great Plains Conference East Division, and they will be at Garrettson next Friday night. Alcester-Hudson goes to 2-0, and they will be hosting Irene Wakanda in Alcester coming up next Friday night. Again, the final on Homecoming 2025 here in Centerville. It was a dandy. 26-21, Alcester-Hudson over Centerville. We'll be back to talk about this one after this on Centerville Tornadoes Live.
Your equipment is working overtime in the summer heat, but can your parts keep up? At Grossenberg, we're rolling out our August filter sale so you can stock up and keep your machines running smooth. Now, through the end of the month, save 16% on John Deere and Fleet Guard filters to help your machines finish the season strong. Partner up with us and stop by your nearest location or visit grossenberg.com to take advantage of this deal while it lasts.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Back at Stan Schmid Complex in Centerville, along with Heath Nimke and our sponsors, Joe Van Gore. Wow. As we mentioned, this is my 42nd year of doing high school football. I have done at least one football game in 42 seasons of high school football in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. And this one turned out to be a doozy. But Alcester-Hudson, the number 4 team in Class 9A, holds off the number 5 team in 9A in South Dakota, Centerville, by the final of 26-21 to go to 2-0 on the season and 1-0 in the Great Plains Conference East Division. Alcester-Hudson Centerville falls to 1-1, 0-1 in the Great Plains Conference East Division. Well, let's go over the scoring summary. Then we'll go over the scores in 9A on SD Scores. 2 touchdowns were scored in the first 3 minutes and 37 seconds of the game, and that would hold until halftime. Alcester-Hudson, with 10:24 left to go in the first quarter, would get a 25-yard pick six by Ethan Brown. The 2-point pass made it Alcester-Hudson 8, Centerville nothing. But Centerville with a 3rd and 9 from the 31 of the Tornadoes, a 69-yard touchdown pass from Alec Austin to Hogan Hybertson, and the Hybertson kick made it Alcester-Hudson 8, Centerville 7. That was the score after one quarter. It would also be the score at halftime. But Alcester-Hudson scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, 2 within a span of 5 minutes and 24 seconds, if my Yankton High School math is correct. The Cubs score with 10 minutes to go third quarter on a Tommy Walt 9-yard run. The 2-point pass was intercepted, so Alcester-Hudson's lead was 14-7. Then the Cubs, with 7:36 left in the third, a 46-yard touchdown pass from Tommy Walt to Jackson Meyer, but the 2-point pass failed, and Alcester-Hudson led 20-7. Centerville would get on the board in the third quarter with 3:37 to go. It was Alec Austin with an 8-yard touchdown pass to Charlie Eide. The Hybertson kick made it Alcester-Hudson 20 and Centerville 14. And Alcester-Hudson, their last score of the game came with 29 seconds to go in the third quarter on a Tommy Walt 5-yard run. But the 2-point run fails, and after 3, it was Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 14. The only score in the fourth quarter came with 4:25 to go. It was Alec Austin with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Cullen Pollard. The Hybertson kick made it 26-21. So really the story in this game, if you're Alcester-Hudson, they were 1 out of 4 in 2-point conversions. So think if they'd made all 4, it would have been 32-21. Instead of being down 1 score, Centerville would have been down 2 scores, but Centerville was driving. They converted a 4th and 11 to keep the drive alive. Then on a pass interference call on Alcester-Hudson, Centerville converted 4th and 5. Then a long pass, which I thought there was a flag on the play, and it must have been picked up. Centerville had it 1st and 10 in between the 11 and 12 of Alcester-Hudson. One pass was broken up in the end zone, and another pass was too high, and Alcester-Hudson hangs on to win 26-21. Again, a thriller here on homecoming, but the Cubs, they're a good team. There's no doubt about it. But Centerville, we talked about Alcester-Hudson missing 3 2-point conversions. Well, Centerville had 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. 2 of those turnovers were on great drives going for Centerville. So ifs and buts were candy and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. And who knows what could have happened in this game. All right, let's bring you scores from Class 9A on the SD score feed. And, of course, you see it at the bottom of our screen here. Dubrook area, this is 9A now. Dubrook area defeated Wolsey, Wessington, and Huron 42-8. Platte Geddes over Cologne 52-0. Warner over Gettysburg 41-0. Hill City over Lemon McIntosh 43-6. Wall beat Harding County Bison in a top 5 matchup in 9A 73-20. Howard over Esteline Hendricks 58-8. Castlewood over Chester area 36-7. Ipswich over Falkton area 34-30. Kadoka area over Lyman 18-14. Dupree over North Central 36-28. Waverly South Shore over Florence Henry 22-18. Area scores in 9B. Del Rapids St. Mary beat Irene Wakanda 52-0. Canastota picks up a win over Coleman Egan 20-12. Avon over Sioux Falls Lutheran 62-20. Scotland Menno defeated Corsica Stickney 44-30. Let's see, 9AA from the area. Elkton Lake Benton blanked Viborg Hurley 43-0. Freeman Academy over Bonham 57-7. In 11B from the area, Wagner upsets Winner 34-20. Parker over Beersford 28-6. In 11A from the area, 4 minutes left to go. Lennox leads Vermilion 28-18. Canton beat Rapid City Christian out west 27-6. Sioux Falls Christian blanked West Central 24-0. In 11AA, in a game that started at 5 o'clock at Tiger Stadium in Huron, Yankton defeated Huron 41-24. And 11 AAA, the finals, Sioux Falls Lincoln over Rapid City Stevens 62-14. O'Gorman over Harrisburg 25-24. Sioux Falls Jefferson spoils Watertown new stadium opening 51-7. Brandon Valley leads Sioux Falls Washington in the fourth quarter 28-7. Rapid City Central leads Sioux Falls Roosevelt 23-0. Again, on homecoming, the homecoming royalty, King, Alec Austin. Queen was Tessa Eide, but Alcester-Hudson hangs on for a 26-21 victory. Again, the Cubs 2-0, 1-0 in the Great Plains East Division. They will be hosting Irene Wakanda next week to try to go to 3-0. Centerville now 1-1, 0-1 in the Great Plains East Division. They will be at Garrettson next Friday night. Big thanks to Heath Nimke for producing tonight, and always a big thanks to our sponsors who bring you Centerville Tornadoes football here on Centerville Tornadoes Live. Again, the final on homecoming in Centerville, Alcester-Hudson 26, Centerville 21. We bid you good night from the Stan Schmidt Complex in Centerville, South Dakota on Centerville Tornadoes Live from Live Ticket TV.